I am searching for an olive green dye. It's not going very well. I have like this green, like a true piney green, and I really like it. So it's part of my like core collection of colours, right, that you can get in my journal shop. But I would also like an olive green. I have a few browns, like a few reds, and I want another blue and another green, and I want that green to be olive, and I can't find one. Well, I did find one, but it's from a different brand that I use for all of my other dyes, and I couldn't get it to work with any consistency. So this is the kind of colour I want. But I don't know if you can see, it's kind of, you can see it looks like brush strokes. It's not like evenly in there. And then I tried different technique on this one, and you can see it was just really weird consistency. It just kind of sat on the top. But even these two, they're not consistent. So I was like, well, I can't use that dye. And then I tried mixing my own colour, because I'd mixed my own like rich plum purple, and that worked really well. So I was like, oh, I'll mix it. This is what came out, and it's this weird leafy pallid colour. I think I was close. I think I could work on this and get it closer to this, but this isn't right. Then I came across, I think it's called army green, and I was like, that could be it. So I tested it. I've been doing other things. It's kind of dark, but I quite like it in comparison to this. It's still not quite there, but it's still still not quite right. But I like it, so I was like, I'm willing to give it a test on a bigger piece to see how it goes. So that's what I did, and it went horrible. I'm also testing out pockets. So I cut them and dyed them. These aren't finished yet. These are just dyed and dried. So they will change colour once I put the top coat on and the conditioner, right? But they're a little funky. Like the dye was so weird. It just wouldn't like go in. It was like filmy on the top, and you can see it's not come out very, and there's so much blue in it. It's too blue. I imagine this will turn into this once it's been finished. But the problem is, I would be fine with this. It's still not the olive green that I want, but it would be fine as like an offering of green, if you know what I mean, to add to my collection. But the problem is, the actual piece that I dyed is this colour, and it's horrible. Look, I just could not get it smooth. I did the exact same technique as all of my other pieces, and it's like, it out like what's the like, this is the exact same dye on the exact same day. The only difference is, obviously, these are two different pieces of leather. They're different thicknesses. I wanted thinner ones for the pockets. What? I will be shocked if this, how is this, even if this does, like, once I finish it, go a nice colour, I couldn't get it smooth, and it's got all of these, like, yuckies. This is not what I wanted. I just want this green. I love her. It's the colour of the walls, you know? Like, I want this green. She is not it. On the exact same day that I dyed this, I dyed 3 or 4 other pieces as well. So from the same hide, the same process, same drying time. The only difference is these have been like finished. But look at her. She's floppy. Consistent. And this one. Like, just look at the difference. Here's my mic, can you hear? Supple compared to cardboard. So I'm gonna finish this now, see what happens. Hopefully I can improve the consistency of this, give it a bit of life again, and maybe it will all come out in the wash and it will all smoothen out. Dunno? Let's have a go. Okay, so these are my flaps. I can't say that. These are my pockets. I'm gonna do these first because I have high hopes that these will at least look. I don't think I can use this dye. Let's just look how inconsistent. Like, in person, it looks horrendous. It's got like this blue Can you see that? Like these are really blue. Right, let's see what happens. That's the difference between with the finishing coat on and just dried. Okay, pockets. So this is the colour I want. It's not it. This is my test sample. These are so close. So at least they're consistent here. I need to get that fingerprint done. Okay, let's do the big one. This is nowhere near the same. This is like brown, like khaki. What is this? Look, that's like brown. That was what I got from the pockets. I don't understand. These are not, this is not olive green. And these are not, look how brown that looks. What do you mean? Well, I can't use it. I can't use a dye that I can't reliably predict what color it's gonna go. I was honestly closer with this. I think I'm gonna try and redo this. I'm gonna like maybe add a bit of black. So I think I do think these are the closest. I don't know, I need to Google color mixing theory or whatever. This isn't it. I don't know what to do with this. Guess I have to see how it dries, how it polishes up. Like all of these, this will come out like you buff it out once it's dry and soaked in. PVC, I guess. Like look how awful that is. That's horrendous. What is this color? Oh, that's worse. Look at that. That's diarrhea. What? How is that the same bottle of dye? What do you mean? These are my first orders. They got put through over the past 2 days. I'm so excited about them. The first is this little A7 in the red, little bifold, gorgeous. The second order that came through was for this one, the Traveler's Notebook, bifold in the iris purple, gorgeous with the corners. And then the last one that's come through recently is this orange bifold with this Unikite charm on the front and 2 different colours on the spines and a different around the middle. They all look so gorgeous together. I'm so excited. I'm gonna get these all packaged up. I've got some like free stickers that I've made, a little tin of leather conditioner for them, and they're all going in a little envelope with their names on to go in the packages. So I'm very excited. It's gonna be so cute. I have so much junk to process. I've been collecting for like months. What's been on my mind this past week is I've been really trying to like reframe in my brain how I think of myself, because for the longest time I've been thinking of myself as like unemployed, because I was let go from my job unceremoniously. Like I didn't choose to leave. I was a whole situation and it was miserable. So I was thinking of myself as unemployed and like trying to have a go at making my dream come true of having my small business and writing on Substack and making videos, just kind of being creative and like having multiple little income streams. Like that's what I've been trying to work towards, and I've, made so much progress in the past. I need some scissors. I've made so much progress this past few months. Like I've now got my first sale. Like I've had a week of my first sales. I've had 7, and I'm like, well, I can no longer justifiably say that I'm unemployed, and it just doesn't feel right, because unemployed, I'm not actively looking for like a regular job either. Like this is what I'm trying to do with my life. Like this is the job I'm trying to build. And now I've like made some money from it, and I'm like, well, I am self-employed. But it's such a difficult like mindset shift, because I've worked in hospitality since I was a teenager. Like my very first jobs weren't in hospitality. My first jobs were at supermarkets. But I've been in hospitality all throughout my university years, all throughout my masters. So it's just like I'm used to that world, and I'm used to constantly struggling for hours. I'm used to being stressed. I'm used to awful working conditions, unlawful practices, like that's just the norm in hospitality. Is it's so toxic and so just, oh, it is a miserable place to work if it's not your career, even if it is your career. Oh, there are some pros about hospitality, don't get me wrong. I like the physical aspect of the job. I like that you're constantly on the move. I like that it's hands-on, that you're constantly like, especially like bartending, whatever, you're making things or you're serving food, you know, when you get a nice table in. I love chatting to nice customers, but the rude ones, I genuinely like, I can't get over how awful some people treat service staff. Like, what has gone on in your life for you to think that that's an acceptable way to treat anyone? I don't miss that. But going from a world where someone tells you what hours you're working that week, what days you're going in, and you often don't find out until like the day before, what, like, you find out on a Sunday night what your rota is for the whole week, and you can't plan anything, like, and you're always working weekends, so you're not free when any of your friends are free, and like someone else just gets to dictate what your life looks like, and you don't get to control like what you're doing when you're there. I mean, the last job I was in a manager role, so I at least had some kind of like autonomy, but you know, it's the same structure. If you're on the open, there's the same things you have to do every single day. You don't really get to be like, oh, actually, I'm gonna do this for a while, or oh, actually, I'm not in the mood to talk to people, so I'm gonna go and count stock. No, like, if there's people there, you have to serve them. But what I've been trying to like do these past few weeks is like reclaim how I spend my time and break free from, I don't need these in. Break free from how hospitality or just like the world of work in general has told me how I need to live my life, how I need to spend my time, because I'm not even like working from home in the, you know, because I've been going on like TikTok and YouTube looking for inspiration or advice on like how to work from home, how to make it like feel like a job. Like, the world of work is so hardwired into my brain. I'm like, but I don't have to do it that way. It's up to me how I spend all of my time, and I can plan my days, my weeks, my months, however I want. And I think I get bogged down because for somewhere along the line, I've internalized the fear of being lazy or being perceived as lazy. But that's never who I've been as a person. I've always been very motivated and a just get it done kind of person. I've never been a procrastinator or, you know, if that's who you are, live your life, queen. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be lazy or procrastinator. I think both of those words have such heavy connotations in a negative way. I don't think they're innately bad things. They're just not words I would use to describe myself. But I have this fear of like, if I take a day off or if I have in a low energy day, that I just have to push through it, because that's what you have to do when you're like employed by someone else. Is you can't, like, no matter how you're feeling that day, unless you're literally like physically enabled, you have to go in and push through whatever you're doing. Which was just, as an autistic person, there's days when I feel that I can't, like, talking is just so difficult for me, and it causes me physical pain to talk. I don't have to do that anymore. If I don't want to speak, I don't have to speak, like, because I can break free from all of those rules. And I guess it's part of like a wider like mindset shift I've been trying to achieve for myself, because for like a good year and a half to 2 years, I've been on a like live in tune with nature, listen to your body, eat seasonally, etc. kind of like lifestyle. And I really enjoy it. It works really well for me on a chronic pain basis and an autistic basis. Like, having routine and structure works so well for me. But that's difficult to do when you're employed by someone. Like, I still feel like I'm trapped in I have to spend my time a certain way. I have to like be working from this hours to this hours. I have to be working 5 to 7 days a week, you know, whatever. But I've kind of come to the realization in the past, I don't know, week or 2 weeks, that if I'm living in tune with my body, and in terms of that I mean like in terms of living in sync with my menstrual cycle, listening to my body when it needs more rest, when it needs more food, when it needs more movement, whatever. Whereas I'm so used to ignoring all of that because I just gotta get past it for work. Like, now I can actually live in tune with that. Like, I think it makes so much more sense to have like a work month As someone with a menstrual cycle, in my follicular and ovulation phases, I don't want to stop. And it feels uncomfortable taking a day off. I don't like it, I just want to be working. But then when I'm in my luteal phase, I don't want to do anything, I just want to sit around. I physically struggle to like even get out of bed. Like, well, does it not make so much more sense to like listen to my body during those higher energy phases of my cycle to just work, because it's not doing me any harm? And then when my luteal phase comes around, I can then take some more time off instead of working Monday to Friday every single week. That doesn't work for me. It's difficult though, because there's still that part of my brain that's saying like that I'm doing it wrong, because it's hardwired in my brain that work looks a certain way. So I've been trying really hard to tell myself that it's all right. It's just all right in general. But like it's also going to take me a while to find what my new routine looks like, what system works for me, reframing what my work days, month, week looks like, what I can do when, I suppose, I don't know. But also reframing the idea that I'm not unemployed anymore, that I am self-employed. And because I've never experienced that before, it just feels utterly bizarre. And I think because I'm enjoying it, like I'm enjoying working this way, like being creative and having all of my work be for me, that it also feels like it's not work. But it is, like, it is work. But that's another problem, I think, with being in the hospitality industry specifically for so long, is because you're on such shit wages, like you're really working, you're doing a lot of graft for not much money and not much respect, that you forget that there's more out there. I always used to be so surprised when I realized that not everyone works for minimum wage. Like, I know we're all struggling with the cost of living crisis. It's not to like say that only minimum wage workers are suffering. That's just blatantly not true. But it is also true that some people have more disposable income than others. And I just forget that like not everyone has the absolute bare minimum to get by on. And it feels that like I'm asking for too much to ask for a life where I'm creative in my job and I enjoy it, but then I also am making decent money from it. I'm not at the minute, but like in the future, like that's the goal. Is like if I can scale it to the level that I want, because I want it to be like doable for just me. I don't want to be overworked. I also don't want to like necessarily make a fortune, because I just want enough to get by. I don't want much. I just want a simple life. I want to be creative, I want to enjoy it, and I don't want to have to like be struggling quite so much. But that feels like I'm asking for way too much. The whole like hospitality world of work, you just get so used to accepting the bare minimum that now I'm struggling to reframe my relationship to work. And I don't think anyone really told me to expect this. And I don't know if it's just me and my autistic fear of change, you know, struggling to process this. Not struggling, but like it's an active process that I'm having to like restructure how my brain's working. I don't know, I just wanted to talk about it in case anyone else who's watching this has also like gone through a transition from being employed to being self-employed, or just other artists, small business owners, what your journey looked like for you. Any advice on like how to live this life would be welcome, because I feel like I'm doing everything wrong no matter what I do. Like even right now I feel like there should be a work day and I'm making a YouTube video, but like I'm also trying to think like this is still an investment, like this is still a worthy endeavor. If I like can make a little bit of money off of YouTube as well, that would be great. But I feel like because it's something that I enjoy, like I enjoy like the things that I'm doing, I enjoy the community of social media. Like since I've been posting on TikTok, I just love it so much. I love chatting to people. I love being a more engaged member of the communities of the hobbies that I love. But then my whole experience in the world of work tells me that work should be awful, but this is fun. So it's so conflicting. It's such a massive like paradigm shift that's going on in my brain right now. So if anyone's made the transition before, has got any tips on how to how to process the change, or like just what your life looks like Because I just think seeing different people's seeing examples of how different people manage making a living in this way would be good, because I feel like it's one of those situations where I don't know what I don't know. There might be better ways of doing it, or just seeing how other people manage their lives as artists or small business owners. I combine my daily walk with a trip to the post office because I've got an order to post and I want to be efficient with my time. I need a bag. It's like the sky's finally blue in Scotland. It's springtime, which means the weather hasn't actually turned yet. But it looks deceptively warm because the sky is blue and we've spent a whole winter of it being just like deathly grey. But it's still quite chilly once you're out there, so it's still jacket season in May in Scotland. Right, bye bye.